Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever it is in the world you are streaming here on Twitter as well as YouTube. Twitch is not working, but I believe we are indeed back. Another season set to begin. Yours truly will be with you as promised, as delivered. Special occasion because it's Tuesday, but normally during the regular season, this is going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday deal, as it was last year. Pre-game tip-off with Wob. How's everyone been out there? It's been a minute since I have convened with my Twitter audience, especially here in the afternoon. Some of you are participate in the morning show on Sirius XM, but we do this platform before games begin from now all the way through the end of the season. Proud to be back with our partners at ProfitX. Shout out to them for continuing to sponsor this stream and dedicate the time to speaking with you all. It's been a minute. Missed you guys, not going to lie. Spent the summer traveling the world a little bit. It was nice to get away, but boy, am I hyped up, gassed up for tonight's NBA on NBC specifically debut. From what we've seen in these past couple of hours, they are unloading the clip of nostalgia. First of all, the pregame show is being branded with NBA Showtime, which anyone who's got some salt and pepper in their hair will know that video game and the pregame show with Hannah Storm, Bob Costas, even some Summer Sanders back in the day. Big time cultural movement for us basketball fans that were alive to witness it. And I do appreciate how they are integrating the new age fan and player into the product, because they started off their vignettes, their monologues that they're very famous for back in the 90s. You saw like Wemby's like, Shay, who the hell is these people? What are you talking about? I wasn't alive for any of this. Stop drowning me in nostalgia. But they find a way to mix it and make it something interesting. You got Magic, you got Jordan, you got Ewing and Reggie Miller. And they tell the story in 2 minutes, which you're going to see on the pregame show, branded as NBA Showtime. We got the peacock laser. Needed that peacock laser after what we saw in the preseason. Jim Fagan's voice as well with the intro, NBA on NBC. It's going to be a big night, a big night. And if you're following this account in this Q&A, you know I have been waiting for this for nearly 25 years. So I am fucking hyped. What's happening, chat? I can see you guys as always here on Twitter. Coach Mike, good to see you. Permit Jake says we are so back. We are indeed. LeBron is not back. And of course, there's plenty of players who are going to be sitting out. We're getting all sorts of injury updates. Like De'Aaron Fox is out. Just saw Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson tomorrow. Long time no see. What's up, Helwick? Yeah, the NBA on NBC, as you can tell, for those of you that were not alive to witness it, it does mean something. It meant something, and now it should mean something again. Think about the context of NBC was the weekly Sunday showcase / primetime game. You know, I speak with Antonio Daniels every day, who was drafted in 1997, and he tells the stories about how some players would be importing barbers and they would go shopping because you knew if you had the Sunday game, you had to look your best, play your best. It was the main event. There were not that many to go around. The whole world would be witnessing the art of which you are creating on that basketball court. People would be in their Sunday best, right? And that has been lost with the development of technology. And now you can access everything with one click. No one is blocking out portions of their schedule anymore to sit down and watch the NBA on NBC, because you get Prime, you get ESPN, you get all these different networks, League Pass, you can see anything, and there's content. No longer are we just focusing on the monoculture of a singular event. Until now. And NBC really has an opportunity to bring that back, and that's what I'm most excited about. What's up, chat? This is meant to be a Q&A. For those of you that are new to the program, I am here to anything that's on your mind. We'll also bring in, of course, our friends at ProfitX. I am going to make some bets tonight at some point. Want to make sure they get their proper due here. Rocket spread, by the way, going from 7.5 to 6.5 on ring night. I'm also curious if Kevin Durant's going to be standing out there watching the banner go up into the rafters. What do you guys think about that? Pablo is asking, I apologize as I have forgotten, or am I banned from MSG for past Knicks criticism? I haven't tried to go into Madison Square Garden, but if Pablo Torre was able to get into Madison Square Garden, then I should be able to as well. So he went for a concert, and because Madison Square Garden they have facial technology, if you try and get in, they'll pick up on it instantly and you'll get ejected, whether it's a concert or a Rangers game or a Knicks game, it doesn't matter. You'll get booted out of the building. If he was able to sit through that, I think we're okay because of that episode we did of Pablo Torre finds out. Johnny Football in the chat. What's happening? Your sons, you're going to be peeling some flowers this year, I'm afraid. Some flower petals. If only we had the NBC back with TNT instead of ESPN. Well, you know what? Competition does inspire and incentivize the other networks to step up their game, because NBC is going to set the standard tonight. Based on these videos they're putting out and getting ready, I am pretty confident that they are going to deliver. With that said, yeah, ESPN is going to be seen as the ugly duckling. What do they call it? The black swan, the redheaded stepchild. If they don't match the quality of the storytelling that you're about to see on NBC tonight. The reason for me doing this show a little earlier than usual, because we run from 3 p.m. till 4 p.m. right before tip-offs during the season on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. NBA Showtime is scheduled to begin at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, so I do want to make sure we're done by then so I can just be staring at the screen, going through every little nuance of detail, and you know me. Helwick says, this is by far the most starters, rotation players injured to start a season. It feels like a concerning trend. Well, yeah. How about, I thought it was, well, Mitchell Robinson is not. He's going to be the example that everyone's discussing on Sports Talk Radio tomorrow. Mitchell Robinson is being just announced as out. We heard Mike Brown talk about him being load managed to start the season. Now, the Knicks are playing a bunch of games within the first couple of days, but Josh Hart out. De'Aaron Fox, I think, was just ruled out. You got Kyrie, all the guys with the Achilles out. No Dorian Finney-Smith tonight. No LeBron James out, all over the place. The NBA truly is back in good ways and bad. Felipe from Miami in the chat says, Wob, welcome back. I'm high on the Philadelphia 76ers this year. I think they'll exceed expectations. What are your thoughts? If they do, it's going to be the result of their younger guys. I'm ready to punt on Paul George. That's another guy that just announced out. Don't know when he's coming back. Joel Embiid just played in his first preseason game. He looked fine, but he can't be trusted. On the other hand, you got McCain coming off his own injury. McCain, Maxey, and that kid Edgecombe who just flies. Oh my God. Quentin Grimes as well. Like I could be putting out lineups with those young cores without any of their veterans, and they would still be competitive in a very soft Eastern Conference. So the future, once again, bright in Philadelphia. I just don't know how they're going to put all these pieces together, because you know it's going to be Paul George and Embiid on the floor in a big game or in the playoffs. So it's only 5 spots. Is Quentin Grimes going to go from getting 30% usage to now being comfortable on a qualifying? Wait, no, I don't think he's on a qualifying offer. He actually signed a contract, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Helwick can give me the exact details on that. But these guys that went into restricted free agency, the Cam Thomas, Josh Giddey, Quentin Grimes, that shit took forever. Kuminga. And you have to think, they're all, in a way, a little disgruntled that they didn't get the bags that every, top pick just seemingly gets. Those Dyson Daniels deals and the Christian Brown deals. I was supposed to get one of those. Cold world out there. A lot of chats. Love to see it. What's happening, everyone? I'm going to try and get to all of these. A lot of... you know what? I don't even have anything against James Dolan. He inherited his businesses and his companies, his wealth, his brands. What's he supposed to do about it? If I ever got an opportunity to meet with him, it wouldn't be to tell him everything he's doing wrong, but like, let me just speak with you for 15 minutes at a dinner and a lot of Knicks fans can give you perspective. He's surrounded by yes men, right? I don't think he's ever been told no in his life. It's nothing personal against him at all. I just he operates he's Cablevision. He's the Sphere. He's got so many businesses outside of the Knicks that just hearing from the fans, someone that can coherently and respectfully give him some consultation is all I would ask for. Chance says, Loki, you're the reason I fell back in love with the NBA. Keep going, Wob. God bless. That's quite nice of you, Chance. Usually, at least the past couple of years, I've been a little bit more of a doomer just because I'm dissatisfied with the current product, but I do believe in the resurrection, and that's going to occur tonight. It does suck that a lot of these players are not available, but we've kind of grown accustomed to that at this point. And I want to give Amazon Prime a chance as well. ESPN is got an uphill battle. Do we have Iron Eagle on the call tonight? No. Iron Eagle's with Amazon Prime. His son, Noah Eagle, is with NBC, but that is the second game, I believe. So A team is Tarico and Reggie, and the B team is Noah and Wade, I think. Dwayne Wade. Maybe Carmelo. Carmelo might be the studio. I don't know. But you'll be seeing a lot of those names. Am I still dabbling with NASCAR with Todd and Chris? Of course. All the time. Every week. I just watched Talladega. And you let Chase Briscoe get into Phoenix, and that's where he dominates, or it's one of his best tracks. So good luck beating him there. What is this? I saw it on South Park, this 6'7" stuff. This has to be like Gen Alpha. It's so young, like it's such a cultural young person thing. I think Gen Z's looking down on it too, unless it's a Gen Z thing. But it's just brain rot content. Do I have any archives? Yeah, maybe somewhere in the Radio Roulette archives on YouTube. When is AD going to be back on NBA radio? Tomorrow. The reason why Sam Mitchell was with me today is because Antonio was traveling with the Pelicans to Memphis. So he'll be back for the rest of the week and for the rest of the season. Got all our business finally figured out. We were off the air for a little bit. What else? Speaking of the Pelicans, my sneaky playoff team this year. Sneaky playoff team. I've got them at plus 1,000. I don't know if Profit X has futures for like make the playoffs or not. We can try and find out here. Just kind of curious now, honestly. Go to the left side of the screen. I just see kind of game spreads and props. So MLB futures. Maybe it's here we go. NBA specials. What's on the docket? Will LeBron score 10 plus points in every? Oh, that's the double digit streak. Will Giannis get traded before the deadline? But no Pelicans make the playoffs. I have them at plus 1,000. I think they're down to like 800, 700 some places. So I've got their season win total over at 30.5, as well as them making the playoffs. If you're looking for future stuff, I do think that Pelicans team, if healthy, big if there. I think they can go 31-51 at the very least. Zion's just too good. I mean, that guy, if that guy stays on the floor, he's just sensational. Jordan Poole actually brings some veteran presence there for them. And Trey Murphy might honestly be the franchise cornerstone. Herb Jones is back. DeJounte Murray coming back. Not bad. I like the kid Derek Queen, too. I know they traded a lot for him. Jeremiah Fears. They got some young talent there. Yeah, just because it says New Orleans on the front of the jersey, don't overlook them. Wow, do you remember that 9 plus 10 equals 21? 6, 7 is the worst version of that. I don't even want to ask. Helwig says, the player availability thing, Game 7 was the ultimate argument ender on guys playing through strains and mild injuries. Oh, yeah, you better believe in the regular season, if they so much as smell a bad fart, they are sitting out. After, the money that's at stake, the franchise is paying these players $50, $60, now almost $70 million per season. You've got the rings culture dominating more than ever, as well as no one practices hard anymore. They do like shoot arounds, and there's no practicing. There's load management, and they saw all those Achilles tears throughout the playoffs, and they're probably thinking, I don't want that to happen to me, so I'll sit out as much as possible, and then I'll just give it to you in the playoffs. It's kind of the society we live in nowadays. My favorite police chase, probably the Great Compton chase of 2016. Too much conversation around this 6-7 stuff. Craziest future you have on the season. Pelicans is the highest payout. Pelicans make the playoffs at plus 1,000. I have that for a lot too, so that pays 10-1. I'm really confident they're going to get in through the play-in tournament. What else is going on here? Let me think for a second. Oh, this game tonight. So, what's everyone's feelings on? Because I'm curious what the Profit X is listing. Kevin Durant's over under at. So, do you guys think Kevin Durant will be out there watching the ring ceremony? Kevin Durant, 25.5. Wait a second. That's pretty. 26, 25, 25.5 has liquidity here at Profit X. That's a lot of points, man. Oh, that's why it's under. Okay. Under is minus 200, over plus 130. Or plus 120 appears to be the most on the right side of the screen, the most liquidity. Yeah, that's a lot of points. And he's going to have high usage, but they're going up against an OKC team tonight that last time I checked, even without Jalen Williams, there's another injury for you. Even without J-Dub, is going to be out there defending the hell out of everybody. And Lou Dort may be undersized. It don't matter. Caruso undersized. It don't matter. Those guys prove they can get underneath your jersey and inside of your skin. So that's a lot of points, man. Is it a revenge spot for him? Is he going to be motivated positive? We know he thrives in the darkness. He's an agent of chaos, Kevin Durant, right? Is he going to be standing out there watching that banner go up? What way is he going to feel? What way are the fans going to feel about him? It's not the first time he's been back to OKC since he left, but this one certainly is a special anomaly circumstance, is it not? Something tells me, because I asked Coach Sam Mitchell today on today's show, I go, if you were Kevin Durant, would you be out there watching? He goes, oh, hell no, I'm in the locker room. I'm like, really? You don't think he'll be shamed and, delivered embarrassment for not standing out there and taking his lumps? And he's like, no, man. And he gave all the reasons as to why, but part of me thinks if the Rockets aren't standing on the floor observing the ceremony, he might be in the tunnel and feel some sense of pride in that the franchise finally got there because, the Thunder are irrelevant without Westbrook and Durant. And one day, hopefully, he thinks that jersey can get retired. But yeah, 25.5. My goodness. Can I get any action on this is going to be an under for me. So 23.5 has liquidity at 69. I'd obviously much rather take under 25.5 and minus 200. So let's see if I can get anyone to match me. I'll put $20 on this. Okay, there's my bet for tonight. That's a lot of points, man. I'll take KD under 25.5. Partially matched, yeah. Only $5 of liquidity at the moment. But if you'd like to bet against me, it's there for you. Profit X, as always, is an exchange, so it requires peer-to-peer liquidity. You're not betting against a book, you're betting against me. Or feel free to back me, whatever you so choose. With that said, I kind of did like Houston tonight, but I liked it at 7.5. You can get it right now at minus 126. Is this game just close and then OKC blows them out late the same way that happened? Remember, this Thunder team set the NBA record for double-digit victories in a single regular season last year. Does that still carry over to this season? Or do those pockets? We did an interview this morning with Ralph Sampson, and I heard them having a conversation. Man, when those pockets get heavy with dollar bills and rings, starts weighing you down a little bit. Are we going to see that same fight from OKC that they're scratching and clawing for every single one of those games? I could argue yes, because they didn't even need fourth quarters last year. Right? That's why they they were able to rest Shea, and they took care of their business in the first three quarters. Does that happen tonight? Is it a blowout, or does Houston hang around and then OKC separates late? The way that they did in some of those playoff games. Yeah, it's Ario in the chat says it doesn't matter if he stays to watch or not. That banner is going to hang high regardless. Yeah, and I am curious how NBC frames this if he's out there. How many times do they show him? Right, it's like Taylor Swift sitting up there watching her fiance Travis Kelce. How many times do they show Taylor Swift before it becomes a distraction? Right, I think they'll show Kevin Durant once, and that'll be that, because this is meant to be a night about OKC's achievements and accomplishments more than him having to bask in the FOMO or jealousy or potential envy, which I don't think he has, but who knows, man? This guy just goes with the wind. Royal Purple in the chat asks, what do you think about Tarico on the call for NBC? I think he's not only experienced doing Olympics, studio, every sport, Team USA stuff. Yeah, it's good. I think he'll go quite well. What's happening, Big Casino? Good to see you. How about predictions for the season while we have a little while? Predictions for the season. So I put these out. I put these out earlier. I'm sure some of you may have seen this tweet, but I've been getting asked by people for my futures predictions, and you're not getting a straightforward answer with me. I'm not just going to say, here's my MVP, here's my sixth man of the year. All right, my preseason prediction is the Denver Nuggets are going to be champions. I reserve the right to change all of these because the game hasn't been played yet, by the way. Denver Nuggets are my champion, preseason champion. MVP is Nikola Jokic. Now, after that, I have player podcast that gets someone suspended. That's going to be the Michael Porter Jr. podcast. My 3-point percentage leader in the regular season, I was debating this one so much back and forth. I really wanted to go with Bryce Sensabaugh in Utah. I just worry about the quality of his looks and what I saw from Julian Champagnie on that San Antonio team in the preseason. Everything he gets in that corner is like Malik Beasley open from last year. Just open. And he does not miss when he's open. It would not surprise me to see Julian Champagnie's 3-point percentage near 50%. Realistically, it's going to be like 44 or 45, but all he does is get wide open quality looks out of the corner as the result of a double team on Victor Wembanyama or eventually, inevitably, De'Aaron Fox dribble penetration. Wemby for MVP in play. Absolutely. What else do I have? Oh, when the NBA reveals Clippers investigation results. They're going to wait till after the All-Star break because the Clippers have the All-Star weekend. And if there's something very damning in there, people are not going to they're going to clamor for them to lose the event, which the NBA is just way too messy. Over under gambling scandals. I was putting, and if anyone from Profit X is watching this, we can maybe make some of these lines for our viewers viewers and listeners to keep up with throughout the season. 2.5 is my gambling scandal. So last year we had Chante Porter, Malik Beasley, maybe some other ones too. There's usually 2, and coaches apply there as well. So who knows? 2.5 is gambling scandals. Games before the media starts wondering if LeBron will be traded. This is a Lakers team that all of these guys are practically expiring contracts. Luka's going to have all sorts of roster flexibility next season. He's going to pick his team that he wants to play with. And everyone around Luka is auditioning if they want to be a part of the Lakers long term this year. Lakers will not win the championship. They will kind of maybe make the playoffs, probably make the playoffs. Be like a 6 seed, maybe a 7 seed, 5 seed, first, second round exit. And then everyone's going to be waiting to see what LeBron's plans are. But if the Lakers are struggling and LeBron is in and out of the lineup, will we start to hear murmurs of him wanting to be traded to Cleveland and Golden State or whatever to play the last couple months of his career or potentially whatever? I give it 40 and a half games, which is roughly All-Star right before All-Star, I think. Yeah. Oh, Rozier too. Forgot about Rozier. Yeah. Gambling's always a gambling scandal. The player who is unanimously beloved by NBA Twitter, I have Young Hansen. He's going to be beloved. And by the way, he probably should be starting instead of Donovan Clingan. Like Young Hansen can move, man. That is a big dude who is moving like a guard. Not just Wemby tall, but thick. I want him to be the equivalent of when Alabama football throws tunnel screens to Proctor, one of their linemen, and then he just catches and bowls people over. Young Hansen can be our NBA equivalent of that because this guy's got skill. He's hilarious. He's fun. He's young. Young Hansen in Portland, man. Looking forward to it. I think he will be the next Boban Marjanovic. Knicks fans. I asked the question, will the National Guard be called to disperse Knicks fans outside Madison Square Garden? I said no, but I'm just being optimistic and hopeful. It's going to be a long season of apathy during the regular season because it's finals appearance or bust for the Knicks. This is the softest Eastern Conference that we have seen in quite some time. And I know the Cavs are going to be just fine. But if the Knicks are healthy, Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns, and they're all available, there's no reason why the Knicks should not be representing the Eastern Conference in the finals. I don't think they're good enough to beat Denver just yet, but a majority of this season is going to be putting themselves in a position that they, like last year, have those scenarios, end of game situations in the chamber that you know you can go to when it matters the most. So win or lose, the only thing that's really going to piss me off is injuries and suspensions, but I understand why the load managing thing is happening because Mike Brown knows that seat, he hasn't even sat in it yet, and he can feel the heat coming off of it. It's what you signed up for. Finals appearance at the bare minimum, or you failed. Like, those are some lofty expectations, but tis the season, especially in New York. Let's see. What else? Oh, how funny will this Russell Westbrook season be on a scale of 0 to 10? I gave it a 4. This one doesn't feel very fun. Doesn't feel fun for Westbrook as a player, nor making fun of him. The worst thing that can happen to Westbrook is falling into irrelevancy. And in Sacramento, he's going to do just that, especially because he's not playing. He's not starting in front of Levine, DeRozan, Schroeder. Oh, my God. Just a collection of the analogy I made for this team was like the one guy in a fantasy draft that couldn't make the live draft. So they just put it on autopilot, the draft on autopilot. And it always gives you these type of players, like nice brand names that just does not feel like they're going to fit. The Kings are going to be stuck in purgatory for a while, and that's the worst place to be. Nico Harrison's going to have his moment of glory is another prediction for this year. My question was, will Nico Harrison host a Q&A with season ticket holders immediately after the Mavs claim first place in the West? Yes, you know he's going to revel in any sort of success after what he was put through last year. But this team is damn good. Watching Cooper Flagg manage the basketball. You talk about sport of football. Can you manage the football as a quarterback? Can you manage the offense? He's just a game manager Cooper Flag is going to be assigned as long as Kyrie Irving is out. Being that dude who manages the offense, and there's going to be a lot of ball handling responsibilities for some of those games we saw in the preseason. It's like, how is this guy a rookie? The way that he moves and decision making, he looks quite impressive. I understand it's just preseason, but talk about high expectations. It's guy Cooper Flag is just, and I despise anyone that goes to Duke, so I don't like the guy, but I'm also not going to sit here and say he's not good because he is good. What else? What's up, Prophet X? Welcome in. Welcome back. Over, Kevin in the chat saying over under 29 and a half games until Luka's conditioning gets questioned again. Well, you know what? No one questioned it at Eurobasket. He looked quite good there. Looked quite good now. So no reason to believe that Luka's not going to be up for the challenge. And I mean, the weight of the franchise is now on his shoulders. This is no longer a LeBron James team. Clutch out in, like Rich Paul and Clutch out in Bill Duffy, WME. This is Luka's direction, building around Luka. LeBron's the co-pilot. First time in his career. He's going to be in and out of the lineup as he pleases. He's still LeBron. But Lakers season win total under, not the worst bet in the world. Vivek, Royal Purple in the chat says Vivek is a true mastermind of putting together NBA rosters. I don't know how he does it. He wakes up and he's like, I nailed it. I nailed that. No, you didn't. You know what? I appreciate him spending, and he's so passionate about his franchise, the beam, making the playoffs for the first time. Those are all achievements, man. But this team has a very low ceiling. What's up, Devin? Asks, what's my opinion on the Celtics' chances to see the playoffs, and could they potentially have Tatum come back by then? I think I wouldn't want him to. Like, those Achilles injuries have to. Kevin Durant took off a year and a half. I think you got to sit out the season. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not inside of his body, so he knows what feels good and what doesn't. But who has ever come back from an Achilles that quickly and not been a shadow of their old selves or been a detriment on their long-term health? Can you imagine if he re-injures it because he comes back too early? Even with Tatum, the Celtics are not a championship contender, I don't think, with the roster around him. So I would encourage him to take his time. But Celtics will still make the playoffs because once you get through the top, Eastern Conference to me is the Knicks, the Cavs, and then everyone else. Then you go down to like the Hawks, the Magic, and the Sixers, and the Pistons. So that's 4, 6. Am I missing anyone else? I think it's those 6 teams. Then you get into the Raptors and the Bulls and the Heat. Ugh. Just a whole bunch of mediocrity there. No, I'm done with the Clippers. You will not hear me ever. This is my promise to you. No matter, the Clippers could go, I don't know, start the season 50-0. And I'm just, nope, not doing it anymore. I've been burned too many times and I just don't care. Can't. This will not be a situation like me falling in and out of love with the Laguna Beach girls back in the day with Team LC, Team Kristen, Team LC, Team Kristen. Nope. I've made my decision. Oh, the Bucks too. Yeah, the Bucks are. Sorry, I forgot about the Bucks. They're in that. The Bucks are. I'm on their season win total under, like, big. They're in that third tier, barely. We'll see what happens this year. This is not Birds in the Air. Anyone that watched Birds in the Air last night, be thankful that it's not. That was quite a catastrophic ending. Yeah, no Bucks. But yeah, I am interested. I'm going to stick with my. Oh, I forgot to share my other bet tonight. I did go with Al Horford points. Let's see if they got it. I had 6.5. Oh, 7.5. I'll take a 7. And I took Al Horford. We got news that Jonathan Kuminga is going to start over Al Horford. So I'll request here, see if anyone wants to take my action on like $10 bet. Minus 110. 110. Oops, that was plus 110. Minus. Oh, that's easy. You can just click that button, Profit X. Good job. Okay. If anyone wants to come in here and match me, go right ahead. But I'm on Al Horford's under because he's coming off the bench. I don't know what the number of minutes he will be playing tonight. And he's just signed. Him getting integrated doesn't feel like a whole bunch of PT. So Al Horford's under 7.5, as well as Kevin Durant's under 25.5 is my action for tonight. Thank you, Profit X. Wander Around says, Wob, who in the East has a better front court than Giannis and Turner? Something tells me that you indeed have a deer as your avatar. That would explain it. How much time do you have is the answer to your question. I will not fall for the Clippers again. No. That is over. I have moved on. When did they get eliminated? April? I am now 6 months Clippers sober. I am 6 months Clippers sober, proudly, and I will not be relapsing. No sipping the Kool-Aid for me. That's a lot of points tonight. A1 shooter, Luka over 30.5. Luka over 3.5 threes. Gosh. I mean, Luka's going to have a ton of usage. You want to make a good first impression out there by himself, too. I get it, but I'm just never in a rush to take overs that size. You know why? Because of foul trouble, injuries, technical fouls, ejections. There's so many ways for an over to just get moosed, especially that size. I understand he's going to have the ball a ton, but you're also needing him to score more than 7 points per quarter. He's going to sit 6 minutes at least at the end of the first, going into the second, end of the third, going into the fourth. That's a lot of points, man. And it may hit, but it's just not for me. What else you guys got? Got about, let's call it 10 minutes to go until we get to NBA Showtime on NBC. Looking forward to it. I assume most people on the internet are too young to have experienced and enjoyed the spoils of war back then, but boy, did NBC deliver. And I think the newer generation will get a proper dosage of nostalgia being integrated with the current day product. It's unfair to ask someone in their 20s to agree, or not ask, but like, how cool is this? Like, I guess like I wasn't alive for it. I know it's this. It's like me having a conversation around Kareem and Wilt. You know, my experiences through old videos, but I never got to go through the emotion of the moment. And that's different. That's why so many people are so excited about this. Most improved player this year. Who did I go with? I posted on Threads, actually. They got me posting on Threads now. Who did I put as my most improved player over there? Let me think. I had Peyton Pritchard as my sixth man. Give me a second. Not Şengün. Oh, this is driving me nuts. Oh, Nembhard. Thank you. Thank you, MCC. Andrew Nembhard. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be asked to essentially absorb the usage of Tyrese Halliburton. So numbers should explode. If that team is going to be any sort of relevant, it's going to be with him ball handling responsibilities, scoring, initiating, if he's going to win the award, he's got to be like the best player on the team almost with Halliburton out. Yeah. Defensive player. Oh, the other ones are obvious. Defensive player of the year, Wemby. So I have Wemby and Nemby. Wemby, defensive player of the year. That'll happen unless he doesn't get to the 65 game mark. That's the only way it won't happen. There were moments in the preseason where he just pins balls on the glass without jumping. He just puts his hand out and splat. Cooper Flag, rookie of the year. I don't want to overthink it as much as I want to dabble in like Jan Hansen or Ace Bailey. Cooper's just, he's going to be on the ball so much too. That team's going to be good. He's on national television. So many narratives in his favor. Jokic, my MVP. Coach of the year, did I have David Adelman? I think I had David Adelman. Yeah, because I have the Nuggets being a top team in the West. Clutch player of the year, I went with the Ant-Man. I think this is... So Ant told us 2 summers ago he wanted to go become a high-volume three-point shooter. And he accomplished that. Last year, he got up a ton of threes. He showed us an ability to be a high shot rate guy. The next skill that he needed to work on was navigating double teams and those precision passes across the court coming out of those. It was very poor and inaccurate. Shea made a mockery of him during that playoff series and how much he has left to improve. Oh, we just got news that the Rockets will not be on the floor for the ring ceremony tonight, which is pretty standard practice. But if you're looking for a reason why Kevin Durant didn't come out, it's because Ime is going to be holding them back. Did I snap my before picture before the season started? This is the time. So this is going to be a long year with the Knicks because the expectations are very high. I'll give you the opportunity to screenshot now. Let's see what I look like come May. I can't get any more gray. The top can get gray, but the beard's pretty gray. So what's next? Wrinkles? What happens? Amen Thompson, most improved player? I hear that too. Yeah. Amen Thompson will be in the category for sure, especially they're going to be experimenting with him on the ball. Good luck tonight, by the way. I understand that guy is talented. He jumped through the roof, 6'7". He's got size and versatility. He's going to be defended by Lou Dort and Alex Caruso, Jobs, all those defenders in OKC. It's just make your life hell even before you get that ball across the half court line within 8 seconds. Dribbling the basketball against a professional defender is not that easy. So let's see if Amen Thompson's got those skills in the bag. Going to find out rather quickly. Otherwise, it might be Reed Shepherd time at some point. They're going with that jumbo lineup. 4 6'11" guys. And then Amen Thompson. So while it's technically not the tallest lineup ever, because Kevin Durant continues to list himself as 6 foot whatever, which is a complete lie. If you ever see this guy in person, he's not 6 feet. He's like 7'1", 7'2". If he ever listed his actual height, this would be the tallest roster starting 5 in NBA history. The one that mathematically beats them is a Dallas Mavericks team from 1999 because of Sean Bradley, and he's 7'6" or whatever. And the rest of the team was pretty standard positions. Hubert Davis, Michael Finley, Dirk Nowitzki at 7 feet. So that's the tallest. I just didn't play like the Rockets play all 6'11" size and floor stretchers. It's so different. What's up, Justin? Good to see you. Your picture, by the way, your picture, I feel like, is like my LinkedIn picture. I'm never going to change my LinkedIn picture. It was the first day of work when I was 21 years old, straight out of college. I like to think I haven't changed that much in 17 years. Your picture, I feel like, is from the ticketing days in your avatar. Have you aged at all since I last saw you? Oh, Mather and MIP. Yeah, a lot of those Pacers will be up for it. Matherin was already a microwave scorer. I don't know what else he can do to improve because that guy was putting up 30 points a night easy. 2009, right? Same. Mine's 2009. So the fall, yeah, fall of 2009, end of 2009. I know the feeling. Good to see it. Let me know next time you're in LA, by the way. That's the gentleman over here who, those of you that don't know, helps me with Birds in the Air shirts. If you're wondering why the quality is so high, we get great comments, by the way. Everyone who gets one of those shirts is like, these are the highest quality shirts. I don't know where you've sourced those things from, but surprisingly good reviews because no one leaves a good review ever. It's only bad reviews. Take the time to complain, never to compliment. We get lots of compliments. Attaboy. Good seeing you. Let me know next time you're in LA. What else we got here? It's 3:20 Pacific time, so I think this is going to be a good time for me to say goodbye. And yeah, only the best, of course. Highest quality. Yeah. What was our motto at Crowd Seats? Didn't we have a punchline? 3:20 people. 10 minutes until NBC's pregame coverage begins. Question in the chat: how come Give and Go doesn't have a consistent schedule? Because it was the off season. We're back on air. That much I can tell you. You don't need to know anything other than that. We're back on the air starting today. Antonio is traveling with the team to Memphis. He can't be on the radio when he's on an airplane. So every time the Pelicans are traveling, he will be replaced, but he is obviously the mainstay. Part of the reason for doing that's right, crowd seats. You'll always score big. Yeah. Oh man. Good times. Good times. Yeah, every day. I'll be on air every day. Antonio most days, unless he's traveling or something crazy happens. Justin, do we ship to Portugal? We have a question in the chat about Birds in the Air. Do we ship internationally? I don't know if we ship internationally, but get some new designs in there. Tip-off said 4:30, but pregame show starts in 10 minutes, and it's NBA showtime. So we might get a Jordan interview. We're going to see all the little nuances, the studio, all the above. It's all important. Yes, to answer your question, Jezu, my business partner here, has informed me that we ship worldwide Birds in the Air merchandise, birdsintheair.com. Stat of the night from Steve Helwick. It's always a good one. Tonight will be the first NBA point scored on NBC since Lucius Harris. I assume that was with the New Jersey Nets. Was the last NBC game. Lucius Harris scored. So that must have been the finals against the Lakers. Was that the last telecast? I think that's the answer until Helwick follows up with me. Wow. Kerry Kittles, Lucius Harris, Todd McCullough, Keith Van Horn, Kenyon Martin, Jason Kidd. Game 4, the 2002 finals. We appreciate you, Twine Royal. A lot of people listen to that show. I cannot believe how many people listen to SiriusXM everywhere I go. Everywhere. Because people are in their cars commuting. And it's usually for like 15 to 30 minutes is the average. But my God, I get messages from people all the time. And it's being simulcast in so many places. I'm like, I always thought YouTube has the greatest distribution. But man, people listen to a lot of radio nowadays. We appreciate you either way. Well, Helwick, you're going to get your first dose tonight, and you'll be going down Nostalgia Boulevard, just like the rest of us. Literally only one of the only reasons I have Sirius XM. Oh, that's quite nice of you. I hope we deliver. We try and do a decent show, talk some hoops, talk some nostalgia, story time, and yeah, they seem to go by pretty decently. So thank you for you and everyone else that take the time to listen to us yap for 3 hours a day. You should know that this show may inevitably become a 2 hour show this year, but for now it's 3 hours. So other than that, I am going to sign off. But I will be back Thursday of this week. So Tuesday, Thursday, because we're on a weird schedule. Tuesday, Thursday, but starting next week, we will go back to our Monday, Wednesday, Friday cadence, and we will be live for those big, like 13 game slates where news is just dropping left and right. We'll try and pick off some of these player prop lines with ProfitX. And a shout out to our partners as always. They are the reason why this show still exists. So ProfitX, we thank you as always. Please use them for all of your sports investing needs. And until then, see you on the timeline. Let's go enjoy the game tonight, people. Adios.